everyone, it's Alex and welcome back to my injury recovery yoga series. Today's class is going to be a very gentle hip mobility stretch. This is just going to get your hips nice and open, stretch out your hip flexors if they've been feeling tight recently. This is perfect for if you've maybe been sick or you're recovering from injury and you've just been laying down. This is really going to open up this center part of your hips, stretch them out and make you feel nice and relaxed. So if you're ready, you need no equipment, just a mat and a little bit of floor space. So let's go ahead and get started. If you are unable to join me for this video right now, go ahead and save it to your watch later. That way you can come back and join me whenever you have time. Alright guys, so we're going to get started in a seated position in the center of our mats. What I want you to do is bring your feet flat in front of you. Make sure your feet and your knees are hip width distance apart. Place your hands behind you, your fingertips facing towards your feet, your heels. Go ahead and take a big deep breath as you roll your shoulders back and down, sitting up nice and tall through the spine. Taking another big deep breath here, and on your exhale, all I want you to do is drop both of your knees over to the left of your mat. Inhale, come back through center, and on your exhale, drop them to the right. So we're just going to take some nice windshield wipers with the knees, dropping them from side to side, feeling a nice opening through the hips, getting a nice stretch through the spine as well. Again, just keep your hands on the mat and make sure you keep those feet hip width distance apart. You don't want them too wide open or too close together. You want to be able to drop your knees, both of your knees flat on the mat if you can. Yeah, just a couple more times here. This is gonna be a really gentle video, really gentle workout today. It's not gonna be too intense. We're just opening up those hip flexors, stretching them out, getting them nice and mobile again. Good, let's do 3 more. Just side to side, last one. Very nice. From here, what I want you to do is come up off of your hands, and then you're going to do essentially the same thing but without your hands, and I want you to really make sure that you're sitting up nice and tall. You can bring your feet a little bit wider than hip width distance apart. You're going to do the same thing, but trying to get this femur, your left femur, parallel with the front of your mat, and then you're going to drop it again. Good. So this is just going to get a little bit deeper of a stretch in those hip flexors, and make sure you're really sitting up nice and tall. I don't want you to be too far leaned back. When you're sitting up tall and you're sitting up more right, you're going to feel a deeper stretch in their hips. Good. Keep going here, just side to side with those knees. Very nice. Let's do 2 more. Last one. Awesome job. Go ahead and come back to center. And then I want you to swing both of your legs around, coming into all fours. Placing your hands down on the mat, roll your shoulders down again, making sure your knees are hip width distance apart as well as your hands. Taking another big deep breath as you lengthen out through your spine. I want you to inhale, reach the right leg nice and long. Just stretch it out so you can feel that nice lengthened sensation throughout the entire body. And on your exhale, go ahead and just bring that knee in, and then we're just going to come into our pigeon pose. So just bring it all the way forward. Lay that right knee down on the mat. Sit up nice and tall to start off with. And remember, that leg does not have to be parallel with the front of your mat. If you need to bring your heel in a little bit, that's totally okay. But then make sure that your left leg is extended nice and long behind you. Go ahead and sit up nice and tall here. Take a big deep breath. And on your exhale, slowly start to walk your hands forward. Bringing your elbows down all the way in front of you. We're going to hold here on our elbows for a couple breaths. Think about having an even amount of weight distributed between your hips. So I don't want you leaning over onto that right side. I want you to think about pulling that left hip forward and then pushing the right hip back. So you should really feel this nice opening in your right hip flexor and a little stretch on the side of the right glutes. Taking a big deep breath here and an exhale. Nice. And from here, see if you can start to walk your body even further forward. Maybe walk your hands out in front of you as you bring your chest down. You can also place your hands in front and lay your forehead over top of your hands. This is maybe a little bit gentle on the body. However, if you want a deeper stretch, you can keep reaching those arms forward so you're really lengthening and growing long throughout the spine. Take a big deep inhale here and an exhale. We're going to hold this pigeon pose for quite some time, so really try to get into a comfortable position. If at any point your leg starts to feel like it's falling asleep, you're more than welcome to come out of this stretch, shake it out a little bit, and then rejoin me whenever you start to feel a little bit better. Good. Take in a nice big deep breath here. And exhale, pushing that left hip down into the mat. Keep reaching those hands forward. Another big deep breath and a big exhale out. And another one, big deep breath in through the nose. And an exhale. Awesome. From here, go ahead and walk those hands back up, coming to an upright position with your spine. Have a slight arch in your back as you inhale, lifting up tall. And on your exhale, I want you to bend that left knee and then reach back with that left hand. Grow nice and long as you inhale. As you exhale, try to pull that left heel in towards the glutes. This can be quite an intense stretch, so if it is too intense for you today, you're more than welcome to skip this stretch. However, if you're feeling good and up to it, go ahead and try to bring that heel in. This is going to get into the left hip flexor now as well as the quad, so it's like a double stretch. Keep trying to bring that left heel in and then see if you can start to square off your shoulders a little bit. So if you're open, that's totally okay. But if, again, you want to take this a little bit deeper, see if you can start to bring that left shoulder forward. We're going to hold this for a couple breaths. I know this can be quite intense. However, if it's painful, come out of it. If it's a little bit uncomfortable, try to just breathe into that discomfort. We breathe into discomfort, but we exit if it's painful. With each exhale, you're just pulling that heel in closer. You can keep this right hand planted onto the mat for stability. Very nice. Another big deep inhale here. And exhale, go ahead and release that foot. Very nice. Then from here, we're going to come into our Z pose. So you're going to keep this right knee bent. You can go ahead and shift your weight over to your right as you bend this left knee, making this Z. So both of your legs are parallel with the mat. You want to sit up tall. Try to get your weight evenly distributed between both of your hips. On your inhale, you're going to grow up tall, and on your exhale, you're going to reach your body forward. This is going to really open up that left hip. If you need to bring your feet in closer towards your body, you can also do that if that's a little bit more comfortable for you. So bring your elbows down. We're not going to come all the way down flat on our chest. I want you to stay propped up on your elbows and just really focus on that left hip, opening up through that left hip here. Taking a big deep inhale and an exhale. And another one, inhale. And exhale. One more big deep breath here. And exhale. Very nice. Go ahead and walk those hands back up. I want you to just swing that left leg around to the front of the mat, meeting the right. Bring your feet flat down on the mat. We're going to take it back to those windshield wipers from the beginning, keeping those feet hip width distance apart, hands on the mat, and just rocking your knees side to side. Again, just to kind of reset and open up our hips. Very nice. And then we're going to take that all on the left side. So whenever you're ready, swing your feet around. We're going to come back into all fours position, starting off by growing a tall spine, lengthening out through the entire body here. On your inhale, I want you to reach that left leg long. Stretch it out, pointing through those toes. And on your exhale, bring your knee into your chest. And then lay that left knee down on the mat, coming into your pigeon pose on your left side. Very nice. Go ahead, and if you need to bring that heel in a little bit closer to your body, then more than welcome to. Or if you can, try to get that left leg parallel with the mat. Sitting up nice and tall, making sure you have an even amount of weight distributed between both of your hips. Go ahead and sit up nice and tall, taking a big deep breath, extending out through that right leg. Inhale here. And on your exhale, go ahead and start to walk your body forward, coming down just onto our elbows to start off with. Thinking about pushing your right hip down and bringing your left hip back. Again, we're going to hold this pigeon pose for quite a couple breaths. So if you'd like to close your eyes to really just tune into your body and focus on your breathing, you're more than welcome to do so. But just keep focusing on bringing that right hip down into the mat. Really opening up to that left hip flexor this time. Taking in nice deep breaths and long exhales. If one side feels a little bit tighter than the other, that's totally normal. It just means you have to focus extra hard on whatever side you feel a little bit more discomfort. And breathe out those areas of tension with each exhale. Good. Taking a big deep inhale. And on your exhale, go ahead and start to walk those hands forward, bringing your chest all the way down onto the mat. Relaxing over top of that left leg, letting out a big exhale once you get all the way down. Relax your forehead. Relax your chest, your shoulders. Your whole upper body should be relaxed. You're really just wanting to feel this in that left hip and the outside of the left glutes. And again, taking in nice, long, big, deep breaths through the nose. And long exhales out through the mouth. Awesome job, you guys. Just take in a couple more breaths. Close your eyes if you feel like you need to just continue focusing on your breath, focusing on those areas of tension. Find that meditative state within the stretch. And still thinking about pulling that right hip down towards the mat. Awesome job. One more big deep breath. And on your exhale, go ahead and walk your hands back up towards the top. On your inhale, go ahead and take a slight arch of the back just to open up through that chest. On your exhale, go ahead and reach that right hand up and back, lifting the right foot off the mat, grabbing hold of that right foot, and then bringing that right heel closer down towards the glute, coming into that quad stretch. Again, if this is too intense for you today, you're more than welcome to just skip this stretch. However, if you're feeling up to it, go ahead and join me in pulling your heel down towards your glutes and then squaring off through that right shoulder. Taking nice, long, big, deep inhales here. And with each exhale, pull that heel in closer towards your body. Good, and you can keep that left hand planted on the mat for stability. Keep thinking about pushing that right shoulder forward this time. One more big deep breath here. On your exhale, go ahead and release that right foot down. From here, go ahead and bend that right knee. We're coming into our Z pose on this side. So go ahead and sit up nice and tall, bending the right knee, stretching the left knee as well. Taking a big deep inhale to grow tall, and on your exhale, bring your elbows down towards the mat. This time really focusing on opening up through that right hip. Just taking a couple of breaths here. I'm not going to hold this pose for quite as long. Good, 2 more breaths. Last one. Awesome. On your exhale, go ahead and walk your hands back up and then swing that right leg around to meet the left, placing both of your feet down on the mat and giving those windshield wipers once more. Again, just to kind of reset your hips. Beautiful. Awesome. From here, let's go ahead and come to a standing position on our mats. We're going to come all the way to standing. We're going to get a little bit more of a mobility workout in. Again, just focusing on our hips, opening up through the hips. So what I want you to do is bring your feet a little bit wider than hip width distance apart, almost about the width of the mat. You're going to come into a deep squat. From here, you're going to stay low and come into your forward fold. Then you're going to come back into your squat and then stand all the way up. Once you get to the top, I want you to think about squeezing your glutes forward, and that's just one round. We're going to do 10 of these. Move at your own pace. You can move as fast or as slow as you'd like. I really want you to think about sending your glutes back, keeping your knees over your ankles, and really working up through those hips. So whenever you're ready, let's go ahead and get started, taking a big deep breath. On your exhale, go ahead and squat down. You come into your forward fold. Come back into a squat, and then you stand up tall, just like that. Keep it moving here. Again, trying to get those hips as low to the ground as you can. If you want, you can also keep a little bit of a turnout through the feet. I know sometimes it's a little bit more comfortable for the knees, and that's also going to help get your hips down lower. Good. Again, just taking this at your own pace. We're doing 10. Good. Let's do 3 more together. Two. Last one. Awesome job. Come all the way to standing. Roll your shoulders down a couple times. Taking a nice big deep breath. Exhale. Good. From here, open your feet hip mat width distance apart. Turn your toes out. We're going to come back down all the way into a squat. And then I want you to come into your Malasana squat. So you're really opening up those knees. Feet are turned out. I want you to press your elbows into your knees, sitting up nice and tall. You can bring your hands into prayer position. Taking a big deep breath here. And on your exhale, sink your hips deeper. Oh my goodness. Sink your hips deeper and take a nice rock side to side. This is really going to get a nice deep stretch into your hips here. And keep pushing those elbows so you're opening your knees wider. Make sure you're sitting up nice and tall here. I don't want you to lean forward at all. I want you to feel like you have a string attached to your head and it's pulling you up towards the sky. Very nice. And keep taking that rock side to side. Beautiful. Take in one more big deep breath here. And on your exhale, go ahead and bring your hands down towards the mat. Shoot your hips up high, turn your feet in, come into a forward fold just to stretch out those hamstrings real quick. Bringing your head down, you can either grab hold of your ankles or just keep your hands on the mat. Awesome. And then from here, go ahead and come to a seated position all the way down back on your mat. Bring the soles of your feet together, coming into your butterfly. Sit up nice and tall here. I want you to first try to bring your heels in as close to your body as you can. So a very small butterfly shape. Taking a nice big deep inhale as you grow tall through the spine. And on your exhale, reaching your body forward. Again, just stretching out our hips, coming into one of my favorite stretches to do, the butterfly stretch. I feel like this always just opens up my hips just the perfect amount. With each exhale, I want you to just try to bring that chest closer and closer towards your feet. And you can place your elbows down on your knees for a little bit more extra weight to really open up those knees to the side, or you can just bring them down on the mat if that's a little bit too intense for you. Yeah, taking another big deep inhale and an exhale, sink your body down. One more big deep breath here. And an exhale. Nice. Go ahead and sit up tall. From here, I want you to scoot your heels out a little bit so you have more of a wider butterfly. You're going to do the same thing. On your inhale, sit up nice and tall. On your exhale, reaching your body forward. This time I do want you to place your elbows on your knees so you have a little bit more of that extra force to bring your knees down. And then slowly start to sink your body down towards your feet. Awesome. Take in one more big deep breath here. And exhale to sit up tall. Nice. Go ahead and bring your hands on the outside of your knees and slowly bring your knees together and towards your chest. And then just shake out your legs a little bit. Last and final stretch we're going to do is a side lunge. This is really going to get deep into those hip flexors. If this feels too intense for you today, you're more than welcome to also skip this one. However, if you really want a nice stretch, open up those hips, go ahead and bring your right knee, or come into the center of your mat actually. I'm going to face forward just so you can see. You're going to bring your right leg out, bend that right knee, and extend your left leg long. So you're going to flex that left heel as you open up that right knee to the side. And then from here, I want you to place your hands down on the mat. Sit up nice and tall, taking a big deep breath. And on your exhale, slightly hinge forward. So you're pushing your glutes back. And you're really going to feel a nice opening, a nice stretch in this right hip flexor. And then keep that left foot flexed so you feel also a stretch within the left hamstring and the calf. Good. On your inhale, sit up nice and tall. On your exhale, we're just going to shift over to the left side. So however you can get into that, if you need to stand up and reposition your feet, you can. Or you can also just walk your hands over, bend that left leg, and keep the right leg outstretched. Same thing here. We're going to inhale, sit up nice and tall. On your exhale, shift your glutes to the back of the mat. Slight hinge forward in the hips. And then you can also use your elbow to push open this left knee if you want to get even deeper. Nice. And then we're going to do that once more on both sides. So inhale to sit up nice and tall. Exhale, shifting back over to the right, opening up to the right hip flexor. This is another one of my favorite stretch because I feel like it just stretches out both of the legs evenly. Opens up my hips, loosens up the back of my hamstrings, my calves. Nice. One last time, shift back over to the left. Flex that right foot. Inhale, sit up tall. Exhale, push the hips back. Slight hinge forward with the body. Awesome. Now whenever you're ready, just go ahead and sit back down on your glutes. Shake your legs out in front of you for a second. Bring those feet back down to the mat. And one more time, take those windshield wipers just to reset the hips. Just bringing the knees side to side. Awesome. And then come into the center of your mat in a cross-legged position. Just roll your shoulders back a couple times. Look to the right, look to the left. Bring your ears side to side, and you are done. I hope your hips feel nice and stretched out, and I can't wait to see you next time on the mat. Thank you guys so much for watching today's video. If you want to check out more of our content or see my whole series, you can go ahead and download our app, Yoga Plus, which is located in the description below.
Introducing Yoga Plus, offering a free series every month with over 300 different videos. Take control of your health. Work out anytime, anywhere. Yoga Plus. Download now for free.